So today we're going to be talking about how to rewrite the subconscious stories that are keeping you playing small. And the way that they do that is through fear. So really the title of this video could be how to handle fear, but I'm going to be talking about a very specific kind of fear, and that is the fear that does keep you playing small. So what I'm going to give you today are 2 reframes that are going to completely change the way that you experience fear. And on top of all of that, I'm going to give you this 3-step process of exactly how to rewrite your subconscious stories. So before we go into this whole fear thing, let's just have a quick chat about why the subconscious keeps you playing small and keeps you playing smaller than you consciously want to be. And that's all because of safety. Even if the life that you want to jump into is absolutely incredible and you can feel it in your bones that this is absolutely the life that you want, if it doesn't feel safe to you, then the subconscious programming that you have will do everything it can to keep you safely contained into the life that you already have. So it's not that it's trying to sabotage you, it is that it is looking after you, yeah? It's just looking after you in the best way that it knows how. And unfortunately, for an awful lot of people, that means keeping you completely stuck, no matter how uncomfortable that is. Now, this was a request by one of my amazing members in the YouTube membership, the incredible Dr. J. So if you're not in the membership yet, come and join us. You'll find the link to join below. Look what I discovered I could do, right? Instead of all of that rubbing and erasing, I can just flip the board. Amazing. Right. So, as I said, fear arises to keep you safe. Yes? You experience this fear as a way of keeping you safe. But the thing that we're very rarely taught is what the fear is actually telling us. So fear, and these are the reframes that I really would love you to get your head around, right? Fear arises for 2 reasons. Fear has two distinct reasons. For showing up. And again, we are talking in the context of growth and expansion. Yeah, we're not talking like bombs are flying and then you get scared, right? That's a completely different category of fear. This is a very specific fear to do with growth. Yeah. Okay, so number 1 is to let you know that that you've reached your edge of current identity. Yeah, you've reached like right at the edge of what your current identity will accept. And so it throws all of these fears to like go, no, go back into your comfort zone of what we already know, right? And the second reason is to give you the exact belief that needs to be rewritten. Yeah? So the first reason for fear to show up is to go, no, go back to where it's nice and safe, to who you've always been before. And the second reason gives you the exact belief that you need to rewrite in order to step into that new reality, right? And if people don't get trapped with this one, then they often get trapped with this one because they don't know that this belief is even there, right? So we're also going to be uncovering all of these hidden beliefs, or blocks, as people often call them, that cause the fear to show up in the first place. And there's a specific sequence that I encourage you to approach this with, yeah. Because obviously, these two do go together, even though they are two distinct, like, motivations of the fear, they absolutely slot together, right? So this one lets you know that you're at the edge of your identity, and this one tells you how to move through into the new identity that you choose to adopt. Okay, so we're going to split this board into 4, yeah? And the way we're going to do it, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. And honestly, I encourage you to follow along, right? Write this out with me as I'm doing it, because it will help it all to sink in better. And of course, if you would like to, take notes in the comments, then that is always really, really helpful, not just for yourself, but for everybody else too, okay? So, number 1 is the identity edge, right? Identity edge. And the way that this shows up is that contraction, that nervous system activation. So you're going into a sympathetic nervous state and you feel really worried and really scared, right? So the first thing that you get to do then is to approach your body. Before you go and bring the mind into it, look after your little human, look after your little human body, yeah? And this is what I discussed on Tuesday. So if you haven't seen Tuesday's video, go there, because that will give you the actual exercises that you can do at this stage, yeah? So we're going to just know that the body is safe, that the human is safe. And like I say, there are somatic exercises that you can do for that. So number 1 is to create safety in your body, yeah? That's number 1. Create safety in your body so your thinking mind comes back online, yeah? So you can actually think about things properly again, instead of being in this state of fight and flight, yeah? Number 2 shows you the belief to rewrite. And the way to do this is to just sit and listen to what the fear is telling you, yeah? So if you're hesitating to send that email, or if you're hesitating to release that video, or whatever it could be for you, then what's the underlying belief of that, right? So just as an example, it could be around visibility, yeah? Yeah, that it's dangerous to be seen. Yeah, or maybe a lot of people that come to me who are, in my signature program, they are typically 6- and 7-figure business owners, and they want to grow, but they've reached this plateau. Then the thing that is often stopping them is this fear of capacity, right? So they equate moving into this next level as more stress and loss of freedom, right? And obviously everybody wants freedom, yeah? So if you think you're going to lose the freedom that you've gained through not working for anybody else, but working for yourself, for instance, then these subconscious stories are going to come up saying, oh yeah, but you want to spend more time with your family, you don't want to do this, you don't want to do that, right? You don't want to be tied to the job, you don't want to be working 24/7. And you don't have to do that, right? You don't have to work 24/7, but that's the story that shows up often, right? And then, of course, a lot of my clients come to me with imposter syndrome. So they've got these incredible jobs, but they somehow don't feel worthy of having them. So it comes down to worthiness, right? Worthiness. So it's this fear of fraud, of being caught out, of fear of being perceived as a fraud. Yeah? Oops. Being perceived as a fraud. And obviously, if you're scared of being perceived as a fraud where you are, then getting even higher is going to be even more challenging for you, right? So what you get to do then is this 3-step process, to unlock all of these. So step one is to pause, listen to the fear, write it out. Write it out and see it as data. Yeah? Don't connect with it, just see it as data. Oh wow, yeah, look, there is fear in my body. There is fear in my body. What is this fear actually telling me? Oh, yeah, no, it's telling me that I don't want to appear on camera right now, that I'm not worthy of actually having that job, that I'm not worthy of actually having that client. Yeah. I'm not worthy of having that partner. That's what the fear is telling me. Fear is telling me that I'm not looking good enough to have that date. Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah, so just sit with it and just appreciate it. Yeah. And like I say, don't attach the stories, just listen to the message that it's telling you. Yeah. So then step 2 is to thank it, right? Thank it for trying to protect you. Because as I've said in many videos, your egoic self is never trying to harm you. It's all about protection. Like when we experience self-sabotage, that is really self-protection. Yeah? We're not sabotaging ourselves out of malice or unkindness. We're just keeping ourselves safe. Yeah? So we keep ourselves safe by not sending that email, by not going on that date. So when these fears come up, you go, oh, there's fear in my body. I know you're trying to protect me. What are you trying to protect me from? That's step 1. Ah, okay, yeah, no, there is a fear of being seen. I have a fear of being seen. Well, thank you. Thank you for showing me. Thank you for showing me that this is the fear that I have right now. And then step 3 is to rewrite that story, right? So for instance, if you have that belief that it is unsafe to be seen, then you get to rewrite it to actually, it is safe for me to be seen. I was seen here, I was seen here, I was seen here, and nothing actually happened. So you can look for evidence, yeah, evidence to back the new story. Yeah, you can look for evidence to back the new story, and you can look for it externally. You can look for it in your own life or other people's lives, because we are all one. Everybody is a reflection of the one, some aspect of the all, right? So if somebody has something that you desire, then that means that it's available for you too. But the best evidence that you will ever find is how you feel internally. Yeah, because number 4 is to mentally rehearse the new reality. And as you can see, this is in red because this goes back to that identity edge, right? So The identity aspects are the creating the safety in your body and mentally rehearsing your new identity, so your nervous system isn't freaked out to be there, right? But then in between these, we get to discover what the belief that is causing the contraction in our nervous system. Yeah, what is the belief that I am holding that isn't in alignment with the life that I choose to live? And then we go through these 3 steps to identify the belief and to rewrite it. And then once we've rewritten it, then we get to mentally rehearse our new reality in this state of safety, yeah? Because we've now uncovered the belief that wanted to be seen, and we've gone, you know what, that belief doesn't belong to me. That belief isn't mine. That belief doesn't fit my narrative of who I choose to be. Therefore, I'm gonna leave it. And look at all this evidence that I have to prove that that belief isn't actually mine. When I think of a new belief, like, it is really safe. It is safe for me to be seen. It is safe for me to find the love of my life. It is safe for me to make $1 million, yeah? When we actually embody that new belief, it feels a certain way in our bodies, right? And that, honestly, is the best evidence that you can find. The law of correspondence, as within, so without, states that if you're not feeling it in the inside, you cannot manifest it in the outside, yeah? So what is the belief that is actually the thing that is causing your body to contract, causing the fear of stepping out of your comfort zone that is keeping you playing small? Once you uncover it, then you can mentally rehearse your new reality, and when you step into it, it's going to be easy peasy to do, right? Because there's no resistance left. There's no belief going, actually, you can't do that, this is going to be too dangerous for you. The belief that was keeping you small has now been uncovered, it's been exposed, and it disappears, right? So take yourself through this process, yeah? And you can do it for every single time you want to do something and you procrastinate about it. Oh, okay, look, I'm procrastinating again. What is the fear that is causing the procrastination? Do these. And you'll see what that block is all about. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments if you're going to be doing it, yeah, because we have to do the work in order to gain the benefit from it. So let me know in the comments by saying, yep, I'm in, or something like that. And let me know if you have any questions, yeah. I really appreciate you being here, and I genuinely want you to succeed. So I don't want any fear or belief to be standing in your way. And this is obviously the work that I do with my clients who, in my signature program, are typically 6- and 7-figure business owners, entrepreneurs, and leaders in their field who have reached a plateau that they just can't seem to get past. But if you're not at that level yet, then please don't worry. There are many ways of working with me. And the link to join me on a call and discover what all of those ways are is in the description. Now, you're also going to find another video just there, so click on that one next. And if I don't see you on a call, if I don't see you in the YouTube membership, then I'll see you next time. Alrighty, take care. Bye.